Hello there YouTube, I'm here with the Peavey AC BXP 4 and this is AC artist class and I'm just going to go over it. Okay, starting off, I'm going to talk to you about the difference between an AC BXP to a normal BXP. The difference is the only real difference is the wood that the main body is made out of. Everything else is the same. Same neck, you got the maple quilt top over this, but the middle, the wood that actually makes up the body, most of the body, is what's changed. The ACs come with Epiphone wood, and the non-ACs come with basswood. And Epiphone is a harder wood. It's a little bit harder, more durable, and heavier. And basswood is a softer wood, less durable. And the AC and the non-AC are all the same weight. It's about 10 pounds. So it's heavier than a Squire. And for those who are serious about bass, and this is like your first bass, or you want to really get into bass, like you've played another instrument, you really want to get into bass, but you don't really want to shell out a whole bunch of money to figure out that you don't like it, this is definitely what you want. And it's also easy for people who have played other instruments, because unlike a lot of basses, it's a very thin down neck. Of course, it is a jazz bass, and jazz basses usually have a thinner neck, but this has probably one of the thinnest necks in the price range that we're talking about here. This is only, I do believe that you can get this bass for about $300 around the zone, maybe $350 for the artist class, and about $250 around that zone for a non-AC. And the difference between an AC, as I said, the wood it's made out of and the pickups. But let me just tell you about this specific one. This is an older one that I have here. And the difference is different pickups. They sound pretty much the same as the stock ones and the newer models. This is an old model, as I said. And bass boost and a tone knob and a blend. So it has a different configuration. It has an extra two things, a blend and a bass boost, and those should be very self-explanatory. A blend just blends it all together. It's like cheating almost, as I like to say it. It's cheating. But it's a very aggressive sounding bass. And I guess I'll just show you. Right now I have the tone knob, no blend, and no bass boost on. I'm going to do this entire tutorial like it was one of the newer models, and I'm not going to use the blend or the bass boost. And right now I have all the volume knobs set up on high, and the tone knobs all set up to the maximum on my amp, and also the bass. And I'm playing with a pick also. I'll play that same riff with all tone knobs and volume knobs on high with my fingers now. Now I'll set that all low. Now I'll set all the tone knobs down to low. I mean middle. I'll set everything to the middle. Now everything is in the middle zone. Volume knobs is on max, and tone knobs in the middle. Playing with my pick. My fingers. And now I'll set everything off. All the tone knobs are now off. And on the amp, they're quarter way. I'll be playing with pick. it's a very aggressive bass, as I already stated before. It's very hard to define that, but it's aggressive, and once you play one, you'll realize what I mean by that. And I'm sure that all other reviews have also stated it. It's a very beautiful made guitar, though. It's not the best metal guitar that you could buy, but it is a heavier bass, and all basses made for metal are usually made out of a heavier wood and such, so it's a good starter bass for someone who wants to get into metal. Maybe not the best bass for someone who just does not have enough funds to buy a good metal bass, but it's good for a beginner who wants to get into it later on with a different bass. But, of course, you could always just change the pickups and make it a little bit more metal, but just overall, just because it's made out of a light wood, and it's also because not enough stretch on the fingerboard, so you don't get all the sustain that a metal bass usually has. It's very good, though, for jazz, and also relatively good for rock. But if you're into metal, it's not really the best choice. If you already play bass and you already have a bass, I suggest you throw in an extra $300 or $400 into buying a really good bass that will last you forever, like a Frank Bello Fender's signature, maybe even a Squire Frank Bello. I definitely suggest one of those if you already play bass and you want to get a better bass. This really isn't for you if you want to play metal. It's okay if you want to play. It's an okay choice if you want to play jazz. And same goes with rock, I guess. But it's mainly made for a beginner, and it's in the price range for a beginner. It's only $300 for the AC, and about $250 for non-AC. Suggest you get the AC though. Don't be cheap on it. Because it has better pickups in it, and it's also heavier wood, and you need to get used to the heaviness of a bass. This is only 10 pounds, a lot of the big Fenders are about 15, so you definitely want to really get used to it. And this is a really good bass for a beginner. I'd suggest it, even if you don't play jazz or anything. But yeah, just take my word for it. If you're looking for a metal bass, this isn't it. But if you're a beginner and you want to get into metal, definitely get one of these. These are pretty nice. And in the next few days, I will probably review the 5-string non-AC BXP, which I have coming in. Anyway, decide for yourself. Go listen to another few reviews. And yeah.